A seismic shift is coming to international business, a fundamental change that will reshape how companies operate and compete on a global scale. This isn't just a minor adjustment, it's a wake-up call for businesses everywhere. At the heart of this shift is the European Union's new carbon law, officially known as the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, or CBAM. This landmark legislation is taking full effect in 2026. This isn't just a European issue confined to the borders of the EU. It's a global game-changer with far-reaching consequences for businesses involved in international trade, regardless of their location. The core principle of the law is simple. It puts a price on the carbon emissions of goods imported into the EU. This means that products from countries with less stringent environmental regulations will face a carbon levy. This will directly impacting companies worldwide, especially those with significant trade ties to the European market. If you trade with Europe, whether you're a manufacturer, distributor, or retailer, your operations and profits are about to be affected. The time to prepare is now. The primary goal of this carbon law? To prevent carbon leakage. Carbon leakage occurs when companies move production to countries with weaker climate rules to avoid stricter environmental standards and associated costs. Now, under the new EU law, the carbon price must be paid, no matter where goods are made, ensuring a level playing field for businesses committed to sustainability. This groundbreaking initiative is a key component of the EU's ambitious Fit for 55 plan. The Fit for 55 plan aims to cut emissions by a substantial 55% by 2030, setting a clear path towards a greener future. Reporting requirements have already started, so companies must proactively measure and meticulously document their emissions now to comply with the new regulations. The message is clear, and the writing is on the wall. Future trade is inextricably tied to environmental responsibility, and businesses must embrace sustainable practices to thrive. Companies that proactively cut their carbon footprint and invest in green technologies will gain a significant competitive edge in the European market, attracting environmentally conscious consumers and investors. Those who don't adapt and fail to address their carbon emissions will face higher costs, stricter regulations, and shrinking opportunities in the global marketplace. This law is about more than just compliance with regulations. It's about fundamentally transforming global supply chains for a sustainable future, creating a more resilient and environmentally responsible global economy. The era of ignoring emissions and prioritizing short-term profits over long-term sustainability is definitively over. Every business, regardless of size or industry, must act now to embrace sustainability and stay relevant in a rapidly changing world. The future of trade depends on it. What's a carbon footprint? It's the total greenhouse gases your business releases, from powering offices to making products. Every action, from energy use to sourcing materials, adds to this invisible trail. Calculating your footprint reveals where emissions are highest so you can target reductions. With new EU laws, a bigger footprint means higher costs. Customers and investors now demand real climate action. Tracking emissions is as vital as tracking revenue. It's the foundation for setting goals, making smart decisions, and staying ahead of regulations. Knowing your footprint is now essential business practice. To effectively manage and ultimately reduce your carbon footprint, a crucial first step involves understanding where your emissions are coming from. You need to know the 3 scopes of emissions. These scopes provide a framework for categorizing and reporting emissions, offering a clearer picture of your environmental impact. Scope 1: Direct emissions. These are the emissions that are directly released from sources that your company owns or controls. This includes emissions from sources you own, like factory boilers, which burn fuel to generate heat or steam for industrial processes, or company vehicles, encompassing everything from delivery trucks to company cars used by employees. Scope 2: Indirect emissions. These emissions result from the generation of electricity, heat, or steam that you purchase and use. This covers emissions from the energy you buy, such as electricity to power your offices, or heating to keep your facilities comfortable. Scope 3: All other indirect emissions, encompassing a wide range of sources both upstream and downstream in your value chain. This includes emissions like those from suppliers providing raw materials, business travel undertaken by employees, product use by customers, and waste generated throughout the product lifecycle. Scope 3 is often the largest portion of a company's carbon footprint, and the hardest to measure accurately, due to its complexity and the involvement of numerous external parties. But it's crucial for a full picture of your environmental impact and identifying key areas for improvement. The new EU rules will require reporting on all three scopes, making it essential for businesses to understand and track their emissions across the board. While Scopes 1 and 2 are generally more straightforward to quantify and control, Scope 3 needs collaboration across your value chain, requiring engagement with suppliers, customers, and other stakeholders. Breaking down emissions this way, into these distinct categories, helps you target reductions where they matter most, allowing you to prioritize initiatives with the greatest potential for emissions reduction. Understanding these categories is key to effective carbon management, enabling you to develop targeted strategies and track progress over time. It's how you future-proof your business, ensuring long-term sustainability and resilience in a rapidly changing world. The EU's Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, a groundbreaking policy initiative, is poised to reshape global trade dynamics. It represents a significant step towards a greener and more sustainable future for international commerce. CBAM. This mechanism is designed to address carbon leakage, ensuring that industries within the EU are not disadvantaged by less stringent environmental regulations elsewhere. It puts a carbon price on imported goods, effectively extending the EU's carbon pricing system to products entering its market. Importers must buy certificates reflecting the carbon content of the goods they bring into the EU. These certificates are priced based on the carbon emissions embedded in their products during production. If a producer already paid a carbon price at home, demonstrating a commitment to reducing their carbon footprint, that's deducted from the CBAM levy to avoid double taxation, ensuring fairness and encouraging global participation in carbon reduction efforts. CBAM is rolling out in phases, a carefully planned implementation to allow businesses time to adapt. Reporting started in 2023, requiring importers to provide detailed information about the carbon emissions associated with their goods. Payments begin in 2026, marking the full operationalization of the mechanism. It starts with high-carbon sectors like those most responsible for greenhouse gas emissions: steel, a fundamental material in construction and manufacturing; cement, a key ingredient in concrete, essential for infrastructure development; aluminum, widely used in transportation and packaging; and electricity, the lifeblood of modern economies. The list will expand over time, encompassing a broader range of industries and products, so all industries should prepare for potential inclusion and adapt their production processes accordingly. CBAM levels the playing field, preventing companies from relocating to countries with weaker environmental regulations. It pushes global supply chains to go green, incentivizing businesses to invest in cleaner technologies and reduce their carbon emissions. If you trade with Europe, or plan to in the future, this is your new reality, a landscape where sustainability and carbon accountability are paramount. Ready to cut your carbon footprint? Start with energy efficiency. Upgrade lighting, insulate buildings, and use smart sensors. Redesign products to use less material and source recycled or low-carbon inputs. Work with suppliers to improve their sustainability. Optimize logistics. Plan efficient routes, consolidate shipments, and use low-emission vehicles. Partner with green transport providers. Consider carbon offsetting, like reforestation, but focus first on reducing your own emissions. These steps cut costs, boost your reputation, and prepare you for new regulations. The journey starts with action today. The most powerful way to cut emissions? Switch to renewable energy. Sourcing electricity from solar, wind, or hydro slashes your Scope 2 emissions. Install solar panels or wind turbines if possible, or buy green energy from your provider. Power purchase agreements offer long-term price stability and a direct link to renewables. As CBAM and other laws take hold, renewables protect your bottom line and brand. Explore your options, run a feasibility study, and talk to your energy supplier. Decisive action on renewables is your best move for a sustainable future. The time to act is now.